Hi everyone, welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and a build update of Revell's 32 Ford 3-window coupe. Got a lot done on this since the last time we saw, so let me move these guys out of the way and we'll get started right off the rip. Well, you can see I am yellow and black now instead of red, and then stripped and then back to white and then yellow and then sanded all the way down to nothing and then yellow and black again. So that's what it took to get us to this point. I still need to do a good polishing on it, but I just painted the outside of it last night, and I like to let it sit for about 4 or 5 days before I do anything like that. But I am happy with the way the paint laid down, and honestly, I used every single drop of my yellow. I had to order a new one today. So that'll be in a week, and if I do any mess this up at all and I got to respray it, it's going to take a week to do it. But since I did that, let me move the fenders out of the way. Remember, this kit was Rust-Oleumed and then it was etched, and this was etched very bad. So we can still see a little bit of wrinkles in there, but I'll polish that down to where it's pretty well smooth, and then we'll hit it with the clear. And then I'll polish that out, and this is going to look fantastic. So there's the top. The sides look good. I am very happy because I never have good luck painting yellow. I went in today and I painted the inside with my, if I can find it in here, my real black, like I use for all kinds of stuff. I did the inside of that. I did the underside of the hood, the trunk, and those are good to go. Here's the other part of the yellow here, is the radiator shroud, and then I just dropped the radiator in there. I did do a, whoops, losing it. I did do a panel liner on the radiator, and I'm happy with the way that came out. I wasn't sure if I was going to use my real black or the Tamiya panel liner. And I figured if I didn't like the panel liner, I could always go back and darken it with the real black. But I think that's good enough. So we're going to leave that just the way it is. So let's get this body out of the way. And we'll go with underneath the body here. Let's do the frame. Remember, this was red too, all of it. And exhaust was glued on. The tank was glued on. So there wasn't a whole lot I could get away with there. What I did do is I sprayed the whole thing with a very quick coat of gloss black, just because I had it out the last time I sprayed. And then today I came in and I painted underneath the exhaust with, again, the real black, which I'm using this accent color. I don't think these guys are around anymore, but the apple barrel, whatever else you can get from Walmart, works very good. What I do is I thin it down about 2/3 paint to 1/3 water, and then I brush paint it on, and it works very well for me. And as you can see, that's one coat, and that's pretty darn smooth. You won't have the highlights and the shinies, but one coat, not bad. So came back in here. I painted everything with that underneath the exhaust. Then I painted the exhaust aluminum. Then I painted the mufflers, the cherry bombs. Or the red, the cherry bomb mufflers red. I painted the bottom of the gas where the fitting would go with aluminum. And I will be running lights to this. So we'll figure out what we're going to do with brake lines and things like that. I think I'll nix all that because it'll get a little bit much under here, and we'll just go with the 2 light lines coming down to it. Remember, we put the magnets on the back here for our battery holder. I got a whole bunch of these on Amazon. I'll put the link down below. I'll really try to remember to put the link down below, but that's going to hold the battery in place, and I'm going to probably use this as contact points for the wires. And what I'll do is I'll sand this all off very, very good. I'll get the wire wrapped around the outside of it, make sure I got good contact, and then I will epoxy the wire to it, or super glue the wire to it, and then when this drops on, contact made, lights come on. So trying to make it as easy as I can. The last one I did, I got a little complex with it. But there's that. Real quick, the interior, I decided to paint with my Tamiya's XF. It's the dark yellow XF60. I like that color. I always call it my desert tan color. So I did that, and then I came back and I put the little buttons in. I'll have to come back and touch them up now when that dries totally to make them look the part. Then with the quick shot of quick shine over the top of that, that'll bring this up to a semi-gloss, and then I'll take my pastels and I'll work my brown pastel over the top of this, and it'll give it the leather look, I hope. So, and I did the same color for the floor. That's just a flat. There was a good texture on there. I painted it black first, and I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but it really does look like carpet with just the texture on there and the two colors. So I'm going to pretty much leave that alone. I do have to come back and paint the bottom of the firewall black here. I have to paint the bottom, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a strip this wide inside here with the black, same, the apple barrel black. I'll do the same with the firewall here. And speaking of the firewall here, there's the outside of the firewall. The inside, I did do a little box of black on there, just for a little contrast. When it's in, you probably will never be able to see it, but I'll know it's there. So there's that. While I'm reaching over there, I painted the inside of the rims. These were already glued together. Remember, this was a starter kit that I was sent, and I decided I'm going to do the inside of the rims just black because I can get to them with the thing, and I don't want to go too crazy with them. Now, the outside of the rims, I'm going to do a gray, and the gray, I'll do the spokes, the gray, chrome in the center, chrome on the outside. I will have to fix the chrome. It got dinged up pretty good, and I think I'm going to drop the red dot centers on them. So there's that, and we got door panels. Again, I used the XF60 for the door panels. I used the black around the outside of the panel, just to give it a little bit of contrast in there, because that would have been a whole lot of just brown. The armrest, I gave it a black. The strap, I gave black. And then I used my Molotow pen to do the chrome on there. Let me bring that up so you can see it, because I think that came out pretty darn good. I like the looks of it. I like the two-tone, the black and the tan. It's going to look really good with the yellow. So the dash is just going to be tan, and then I'll do a little bit of, I'll chrome up the vents, and I'll put a dot here for, I guess that would be the starter. There's not going to be a glove box. Maybe that is the glove box. But I got two little dots here, and those are going to get the chrome. Next will be the headers. I stripped the chrome off of them because it was banged up pretty good, and just painted them the white. They'll look like powder coated. Not sure if they had powder coating in the 50s or early 60s, but this one's going to have it. While I'm reaching way over there, let me carefully grab my wet steering wheel. It got the dark yellow and then Molotow chrome around for the spokes, and that came out nice. So there's that, and we're going to keep going here. We'll go pretty quick today. I did the shocks. I did them in black, and then just did a dry brush of flat aluminum while I had it out for the exhaust. Give it a little bit of highlight and interest in the back when you look at it from underneath. The other thing I did while I was there, I was able to get this separated off the body, or off the frame. And I was really happy about that because, man, it was already just glued together. So I got my brake done. I painted that with, everybody asked, and this is the perfect color, the Titanium Gold X31 by Tamiya. I love that color for that, I don't even know what it would be, like an anodized look. Did the top, which you'll never see, and then I did the brake booster. So that brake booster, I'm going to have to run a line all the way back somewhere to the engine so I can get my vacuum line to it. So that's another reason why I was happy to get this off. The other reason is I got to make this bigger on both sides to run my electric wires through. So I'm going to have to notch out this black on both sides here just so the wires can fit. And there's that. I stripped the chrome off of my headlights. I painted them the yellow, and then I went back over that with a Molotow pen to give it the chrome ring. I like that look. These will have LEDs in them. So we're going to leave this sit now for about a week. Then I'll hit that, once I get this hair that I just saw out of there, I will hit that with Quick Shine. That'll even it out, and that'll also make the Molotow pen durable where you can handle this thing. I won't try to handle this at all until I get the Quick Shine on there, because it will smudge it off. Now, we got the rear end. It was already glued together, so I had to come in here and paint that with the black. The disc brakes are on here. Unfortunately, the disc brakes were never put in the front, so this is going to be a hard one to stop. I can't get these off without just destroying them, so we're going to have to just go with the flow on that one. But these disc brakes just got the black, and then I did black on the rims. And now for the engine. The engine was already built. When I got here, the alternator was broken off. It was in the box, so everything was in the box, so I was lucky there. I made a new belt out of just real thin styrene. I also made a bracket for the alternator, and just went around. I painted everything the Ford blue, and then I painted the intake the flat aluminum for the distributor, and then the distributor cap got the XF50 again with it. I am wearing my visor still, and it's driving me crazy. The starter got gloss blacked. I will do the back of the starter and the back of the capacitor in the titanium gold. The front I will do in the aluminum when I paint this aluminum. So there we go so far with the engine, and we're coming along here. Radiator got just a coat of semigloss black, and I will come back. I'll dull this out with the real black when I get done with it. So there we go. This is a quick update with a lot of stuff got done, and I'm telling you, for a kit that was pretty rough around the edges. I'll put a picture. I think I still have a picture. I will put it here, right here, if I have it, of what this looked like before it got stripped. This kit was pretty rough around the edges, and then on top of that, the Rust-Oleum etched the plastic really bad. So I did a fill with Vallejo's primer, sanded it down, hit with a primer again, sanded that down, hit it a third time, got a good coat of primer on it. I gave that a nice sand, and then I hit it with the yellow, and I thought it was the yellow. I thought it was me mix and everything, but I found out that my Vallejo primer went bad. So it just pulled the paint away from it and fisheyed really bad. So the other day I was down here, I sanded all that back down, literally, I sanded it with 350 grit sandpaper, took it right back down, and then I said, to heck with it, we're just going to go straight with the Tamiya yellow, and it did a great job. I could put a coat on it, let it dry, sanded that down, put another coat on it, and what I was doing was just trying to fill all these little pores that were in this paint, or in this plastic. So I did that, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. Well, let me tell you, I did that enough to use almost a whole bottle of yellow. Not a whole bottle, almost a little more than a half a bottle of the yellow. So I sanded a lot of paint off of here, but it did fill up those holes. It was neat to watch, because I would sand it down, and then you would just see white with yellow speckles all over the place. And I kept doing that until when I did it, it was just all the yellow was smooth. There were no more little spots. And then I gave it another coat. I would love to wet sand this down one more time, but I think it'd just be a waste of time and paint, do it again. So what I'll do is I will hit it with my polishing compound and get that. I am thinking about, let me pull these out, but I'm still not sold on it, of putting the decals from my other kit on here. Give it a little bit of flame. The yellow with the flame, the yellow, I mean, it's a different color yellow, but it's pretty darn close. And I think when I lay that on there, I think that'll look pretty darn cool. That one, and then this one for the hood. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not sure. If I do that, I don't think I will polish this until, or the 2 panels where I'm going to work. I don't think I will polish them before I put these on. I will polish the top and everything, but I might leave this go just to give it that texture for the decals to grip better. And then I will put a good coat of, well, a good 3 coats of quick shine over the top of that, and then we'll polish all that to give it a nice gloss. But there's where we stand right here. The guys are doing really well for me, so we will just keep on plugging away. I probably will have another update for you. I'll try to get one out maybe Thursday for this, and I have 3 more. Yes, I have 3 more unboxings to do of some old, oh, I forgot the carburetor. Look how decent the carburetor is here. But some really old kits that I want to put out too this week. Or I'll probably do one a week, just so that it's just not, bam, here's a bunch of kits to look at. But anyhow, I will let you go. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm Mark, and this is Grandpa Mark's Hobbies. Thank you for watching and all the thumbs up and likes and everything, and y'all have a great week.